So getting yourself physically comfortable in your seat, connecting your bottom to the chair or the floor, finding your legs and your feet in alignment. Feel the weight on the back of your legs sitting on the ground or your chair. Take a nice cleansing breath in and release it with a sigh or an exhale. We're going to begin to move our bodies forward or backwards, just enough so you can find the center point. When you find that center point, you can bring your spine a little taller. Bring yourself side to side, right to left, with the intention that we're going to find that center point. And when you have arrived, you know that you've arrived. Take another cleansing breath into this newfound alignment in your spine. I want you just to find yourself where you are tonight. Arrive in this moment. And you'll know when you're here because it's imperfect and perfect all at the same time. You might hear some music, maybe some noises inside the building or the house that you're in. You might feel your clothing on your skin. Maybe there's food or incense in the air. And for now, we're just going to allow everything around us just to be. Take another big deep breath of allowance. Let it go with a nice relaxing sigh. I want you to now picture yourself sitting in the room that you're in. Picture the walls and the roof. I want you to go ahead and envision the next room over and all of the other rooms in the building where you are. Get present to the building in which you are sitting in. We're going to pan back and picture the street that you're on and the block. Envision yourself sitting there aligned with classmates on this block in your neighborhood right now. You are a person among people. You're part of a community of inhabitants on this block. Picture your town now. Taking as many deep cleansing breaths as feel good to you, to stay present in this vision of you occupying your space in your body right now, inside of a city full of people. You're no better or worse than anyone. You may resonate with some of these people. You may not. Each of you has a rightful place in this town that you live in. Picture yourself sitting in harmony in this community. And I want you to begin to foster a self-trust that you are in the perfect place and that you are right-sized within your community. Picture yourself now in the state in which you live, in a sea of people, sitting peacefully in class tonight. I want you to anchor with a hand mudra of your choice in your lap. One of the mudras that we've done together. You can clasp your hands together with the pointer fingers up, thumbs crossed. You could take your hands and touch the pointer and thumb. You could do the honey hands mudra we did, which is where you take the thumb and you put it inside the fore and you create little buds of newness. Either way, take a hand mudra in your lap right now as you anchor into this vision of you in the state, inside the country, inside the continent, sitting peacefully. With each breath, strengthening that self-trust that you are meant to occupy your body. As you are sitting here, present to being on this planet, I want you to picture your experience in community up until this point in your life. Being in a family, did you have a sense of power? Did you sense other people's power? What is your story with being in your family growing up? How did you show up? Could you feel present? I want you to picture yourself joyful and present. Anchor into some memory within your family where you were able to be joyful and present. Maybe it was when you were alone or with a neighbor and away from your family. And maybe it was when you were with a certain member of your family. See if you can tune into this innate presence and joy that comes along with it. See if you can cultivate presence now in yourself. I want you to imagine a light that is shining on your hands right now. And your hands are in an intentional mudra that is anchoring you into this present moment. And picture this light filtering through every cell of your hands. The hands can give and they can receive. These are healers' hands. Let the light filter in right now. And as that light begins to filter in through the cells in your hands. Give it a color. Maybe it's a pale yellow. Maybe it is white or blue. Does this light want to create expansion and lightness and healing? Does it want to move up your arms? Does it want to radiate and expand? Holding that vision of the light, I want you to bring yourself back to this moment right now of you sitting here on planet Earth in a community of people around you, at peace and trusting that your presence is enough. And let's picture a source of light that we are harnessing and calling in to our hands. Is it all around you? Is it in the sky above you? Is it from the earth? See if you can now tune into where this light is coming from that feels so good on your healing hands. It might be a band of light that stretches around the earth. You might be tuning into the core of the earth. See if with your presence right now, you can cultivate even more of that self-trust, that this is coming from a very good place. This abundant place that you can tap into anytime. So tune in right now to that source light energy, the presence and the trust, and enjoy the feeling that you have in your body right now. Let's take a nice big deep inhale. Let it go with a sigh. Bring this light into your heart center right now. If you can, send that light from your hands through your heart out into your community. You can start with the room that you're in, taking big, deep breaths, and with every exhale, let the light grow a little bit further away from your body. On the next breath, it grows even more. You guys are doing such a good job. Enjoy this flow of visualizing the light coming from your source into your healing hands and out of the goodness of your heart into your community. If you'd like, you can bring your hands in front of your body, in front of your heart chakra or your solar plexus or your hara. Holding your hands about 6 inches apart, just continue visualizing this light coming into your hands. As you inhale and exhale, See if your hands want to start to vibrate and expand with energy. Continuing the inhale and the exhale. Continuing the inhale and the exhale of your presence right now. Bring your hands together about 3 inches apart. Inhale and exhale. On either the inhale or the exhale, you should feel your hands want to come together, and on the inhale or the exhale, you will feel a magnetic ball inside your hands. Almost feels like you can't even touch them together. See if you can start to feel that energy ball in your hands. If you can't feel it, bring them closer together so it's about a couple inches apart. Inhaling. And exhaling. On the exhale, you might feel a push in the palms of your hands. And on the inhale, you'll feel it drop. See if you can grow the energy in your hands. Trusting your breath, trusting your presence. Let's take a moment and place our hands over our eyes, giving our eye muscles a rest. You're doing such a good job. Take a few big cleansing breaths and give yourself some of that energy. Take a little break, like you've been swimming in a pool and you come over to the side and you hold on to the side of the pool. Keep your hands over your eyes right now. And let's just do a little timeout. A timeout on this process, a timeout on how we're relating to ourselves. A timeout on being a healer, a timeout on being a leader, a timeout on being a community member, a family member. Just take a load off right now. Take all the pressure off yourself. Yeah. Beautiful. Just trusting that however you let yourself off the hook is the perfect way to let yourself off the hook. Taking a little forgiveness breath. A little forgiveness breath. Inhaling forgiveness and exhaling forgiveness. I want you to picture yourself now with a choice ahead of you. You have the choice to continue on as a community member who's not distinguished as a leader or a healer per se, a little under the radar within your community. That is a very realistic choice that you could take right now. And then I want you to go ahead and picture yourself as someone who just might be a healer and a leader in their community in the most perfect way for you. It looks like you being present and joyful with your family or that neighbor that was a safe place for you to be as a kid. this healer and this leader that you are has your essence. The voice sounds like your voice. Consider that it might be the easier option, because there's nothing you need to do or be to be that healer and that leader, except for trust yourself and be present in your body. And every once in a while, call in a little extra light into your heart. I want you to have a moment where you make this choice right now. And when you're ready, bring your hands back into that mudra, keeping your eyes closed. Realign your body. Make your spine straight. Take a cleansing breath. Rolling your shoulders back and down. Holding on to the most natural mudra. And embodying yourself as a healer and a leader. And as we move forward right now, I want you to actually picture yourself standing on one side of a river. You're on the bank. You're on the shore. Ahead of you is a bridge. And this bridge leads you to a land where you are a leader. I want to invite you to take a step onto that bridge. I want you to tune in to the quality of that step. Were you hesitating? Were you excited? Were you unsure? What is driving you? I want you to now picture yourself at the very beginning of this tap. A simple human being sitting down to do a visualization. A simple human being sitting in their house, on their street, in their town, in their country, on this planet. You're just a simple human being sitting. And yet you have an inner power that you've been cultivating. You have a self-trust that you've been cultivating. You have a presence that you've been cultivating. Like a garden. I want you to walk into the garden of self-trust and presence and power that you've been cultivating over the last few weeks. But this garden is flourishing. I want you to notice that this land that you're about to step away from has an entire garden full of leafy greens and flowers and plants, and the harvest cannot be prevented. You put in the work, and it's time to gather. So before you embark on the journey across that bridge, I want you to go back into the garden and joyfully run around this garden and pick a big bouquet of power, of self-trust, of presence. Picture your hands wrapping around the stems and plucking these plants' power. Seeing which leaves are the ripest and gathering them into your bouquet. Self-trust.
getting drawn in by the fragrance of a flower that has grown so beautiful that it has to be in your bouquet. Presence. Find yourself just falling deep in love with this bouquet of your own power and self-trust and presence that you're holding in your hands. Others can enjoy the beauty, the nutrients. It is what you are going to be leading with. The harvest from what you've been cultivating. So just like a bride or bridegroom, I want you to take this bouquet in both of your hands and turn back to the bridge and begin walking up over the bridge. You're leading with power that you cultivated through the hard work. You're leading with self-trust that you've harnessed through all the trial and error, and you continue to show up even though it's been hard and you've sacrificed to be here. You now fully trust yourself to have your own back, and you're leading with the presence of your beauty and your embodiment and being right-sized as a human being. And as you walk up and over this bridge, you're leading with this bouquet of your power, with trust and presence. See if you can feel the wind in your hair. See if you can become elevated on the freshness of the oxygen of the wind flowing over this river. I want you to take a moment at the top of this bridge and just take a minute to understand the choice that you're making and how natural it is, and how this is what you've been gardening for. The harvest cannot be prevented. Enjoy the bounty of your options now. As a leader and a healer, you absolutely get to curl up and have a bad day sometimes. You have that option. You're human. And you also have the option to show up for your community with light in your heart. Take a moment and just feel gratitude for your bounty and your options right now. Feel the freedom that you've been cultivating. And when you feel ready, begin to take those steps that guide you into leadership, down the other side of the bridge, to the next shore. As you are leading with your heart wide open, with power, with self-trust, and with presence. Feel this full circle moment from before you were ever even conscious of being in a community or a family. That's just who you were. That joy and that presence that you had before you even knew what those words meant. And that you're returning to that. You've cultivated that. Take a moment to stand in reverence as you find yourself in a new land, and give a deep bow to yourself right now. want you to picture yourself now with this bouquet of flowers, feeling so loved up by your own journey and by your destiny as a leader and a healer. I want you to see if there's something there that feels like it could use your own healing right now. There's a part of you that might feel a little bit lost or like it needs some guidance, or it is standing defiant and it needs a little nudge and it needs some comfort. Is there a place inside your heart, inside your mind, inside your spirit that could use a little healing and leadership itself right now? See if there's something in your bounty, in your bouquet, in your harvest that could treat or soothe or heal that part of yourself right now. Maybe it's some kind of inspiration. Maybe it's a solvent or an anecdote. Take a minute to do a little scan on your spirit. Fearlessly examining yourself. Take a walk into those shadows of a healer. Do we have the medicine that we need for ourselves? Sometimes we can self-soothe and sometimes we can heal ourselves. I want you to take a look around and I want you to look at this land that you're in right now with all these other people who are also holding bouquets of medicine. And I want you to see if maybe they have something that's going to make your soul feel a little bit better. Just take in the beauty of these people right now. All these people with a bounty of their own because they've put in the work. And when we can't heal ourselves or lead ourselves, we're surrounded by other healers and leaders, and we can take a page from their book. Take a minute and take a deep bow to your people before we go back into our visualization. Standing on that new shore as a leader, picturing yourself needing some healing and leadership of your own. Draw from all of these powerful, present humans around you. Take a minute, scan your soul, and see what's there for you within this community. Feel loved up. Feel yourself trading herbs and flowers and produce within your bouquet with other healers. When you share from your bouquet, you're not losing any volume from that bouquet. It stays the same. Picture new medicine coming into your hands right now from your friends. You see, we've all been tending to our gardens, and we all have something different to offer. And we get to adopt other people's tools that resonate with us. So take a minute, enjoy your place in this community of healers and what that means for you. Go into gratitude space for yourself, for the magic of this work. Thank you, thank you, thank you to yourself. Maybe you're starting to get a sense that your higher self is showing up here, and that's really guiding you. Maybe we are trusting the people around us more and more because we realize that their higher selves are guiding them. We don't need to fix or change anyone. They have a higher power. We get to let ourselves off the hooks as leaders and as healers because we know other people have a higher power that's going to lead them. We know that we had to get out of our own way to show up tonight. It's our higher selves that are here doing this spirit work. Thank your higher power right now. This moment that you just had with yourself is sourced in a sustainable, clean way. This vision of your garden that you can tend to, where you grow your power and your self-trust and your presence. It's a place you can return to whenever you want. Every time you show up to do the work, you're tending to your garden, and don't forget the harvest cannot be prevented. Every time that you do the work, you probably didn't even know you had this big, beautiful garden growing. It's there. That's the gift of a healer. We have our own stash that's ever replenishing. To close out our visualization, I want you guys to picture a little special piece of your bouquet that seems extra magical. It's like a tiny little, impossibly beautiful plant that's been grown in your garden. And that one is for your higher power. That one is from your higher power, and it's for your higher power. And it's that thing that you can do that is your own essence, that is putting fruit on the altar, thanking those higher powers for being there for us. And it feels so magical, and it's from them, and it's for them, and it's a love loop with your higher power of devotion and offering and sustenance and replenishment. Whenever you're ready, I want you to go ahead and just begin to blink your eyes open. I want you to grab your journal. Better yet, if you have colored pencils or pens, I want you to actually kind of sketch your bouquet. So we're going to just take a few minutes to kind of come out of that visualization. You might find that you want to blink your eyes, stretch your hands and your feet and your legs. Listen to your body. Honor your body's needs. If there's anything you need to go get a sip of something, use the restroom, let it all hang out. Just show up as you are. You guys don't need to appease me for any reason. So do what you need to do. Take a minute, grab your journal. And I do want on somewhere on that page, I want you to write a few words down. Whenever you're ready, I'm going to say those words now. On top of the page, I want you to write, stepping into leadership. Stepping into leadership. Underneath that, I want you to say, with higher self as the healer. Stepping into leadership with higher self as the healer. You guys did great. Nice work, everyone. However you participated tonight was perfect. So good job. Yeah. Stepping into leadership with higher self as the healer. You're going to end up sketching a bouquet. Do it quickly. In some art classes, they have you keep your eyes closed and you just do it. But you can keep your eyes open and just sketch something quickly. You can later do like a really detailed, beautiful, carefully drawn bouquet. But for now, just get it out on paper. I'm going to give you guys a few moments to do that. I'll give you 30 seconds to draw your bouquet. So sketch it. Just shapes. And this is the power of visualization. The fact that you guys are all drawing something right now that you saw is pretty amazing. So good work. 10 more seconds. A rough sketch of this bouquet. Next to it, I want you to write the word power. I want you to write the word self-trust. And the word presence. You all did such an amazing job with that exercise. And I want to thank you for trusting me in this visualization.